garlic burps, diarrhea, and awkward gas. Unpleasant for anyone, but catastrophic for a king. Stick around to see which exotic foods get a hard ban from the royals, and who's broken the rules. When you think of the royal family, it's only natural to think that they're probably able to feast on a variety of foods from all over the world, but the reality is quite different. Queen Elizabeth had many rules for the royal family as far as dining was concerned, and she was pretty strict about making sure that they were enforced. To begin with, if you're a part of the royal family, foods that contain garlic or a lot of onions are totally off limits. If onions are used sparingly in a dish, then the royals may be fine with it. But there was no exception with garlic for the Queen. Former royal chef John Higgins once told the National Post, "The royal family are wonderful people, but they're missing out on garlic because at Buckingham Palace, you don't cook with garlic. I suppose in case you get the royal burp." Another former royal chef, Darren McGrady, also mentioned this while talking about banned Buckingham foods in 2020.
The Queen doesn't like garlic, Dusty. We could never use it at Buckingham Palace.
Likewise, both shellfish and raw fish are on the list of foods that the royals tend to avoid. The reason is simple. Seafood carries the risk of food poisoning, which can cause vomiting, cramps, and diarrhea. These are unpleasant symptoms to deal with on any occasion, but especially while trying to conduct royal duties and travels. That's not to say, however, that the royal family doesn't occasionally indulge in these dishes. While touring a Japanese cultural centre in London, Prince William sampled salmon sashimi and confessed that he and his wife Princess Catherine love sushi. In the 1980s, Queen Elizabeth also sampled sea cucumber during a visit to China. Meanwhile, King Charles was spotted slurping oysters at a festival in the English town of Whitstable in 2013. So apparently, this one is more of a soft ban. The royals may have a life of luxury, but they also have an image to maintain for the public and the ever-scrutinising eyes of the press. This is the main reason why the royal family avoids eating anything spicy, especially when travelling. They want to avoid any gastric issues in front of dignitaries and guests. A diet of familiar and even bland foods allows these affairs to run seamlessly without digestive complications or embarrassing disturbances. However, at least one food banned by the royals has nothing to do with potential tummy trouble, but instead is tied to their beliefs and values. In 2008, then Prince Charles banned foie gras from being served or prepared at his residences. Now that he is king, he is planning to do the same in other royal homes and palaces as well. The rich spread has come under increased criticism from animal rights organisations. While many of these food rules are in place to protect the health and image of the entire royal family, there are also many rules that were simply to satisfy Queen Elizabeth's particular whims and tastes. Conscious of foods that might cause her to gain weight, she forbade dinners of pasta, potatoes, and other starchy foods except on the rarest of occasions. Even while on a trip to Italy, she ordered hotel chefs to skip the pasta dishes. The Queen also loved fresh strawberries, but was adamant that her staff never give her strawberries grown out of season, or that were not organic. She also preferred her meat always cooked to be well done, and her tea time sandwiches always served with the crusts cut off.
I keep mine in here.
Darren McGrady shared that the Queen was never interested in input from the royal kitchen. She disliked change and wanted her meals prepared her way. We already know some of King Charles's food rules, such as his nightly before-dinner martini, which must always be made with equal parts gin and dry vermouth. He even brings his own martini glass with him while travelling. Foodies will surely be watching closely to see how he adds to or changes the royal family food rules.